Hey, it's you. Come on in. It's great to see you.
We have a new homage today from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet!
Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, join the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would, and for our mention today, we wanted to show you the body lotion that Stirling has. We recently got 3 new scents in here and having lots of fun with pumpkin spice, the Stirling Barbershop, and Sharp Dressed Man.
Yeah, y'all, as winter and cold weather approaches, and as a piano player, I need a little something on my hands, and this works fabulously. It goes on thick and protective, and when it dries quickly, you can hardly even tell it was there, except her hands feel so much better, and I don't have to go crawling to her lotions. I can have them in my scents. Sharp Dressed Man, Haverford. Y'all, thank you, Rod and Mandy. These are awesome.
We will definitely be adding more, I'm sure, before fall is over.
And what's our soap today?
Our soap today, D-503. We're not quite sure what the innuendo is with the title, so if you know, put it in the chats. But it is an homage to a scent that we have not smelled before.
An absolute legend, as we're told. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, so when there's not too much on the sales page at Stirling Soap, we give away some set notes at the beginning, but hey, all is fair in love and war. From the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
With a fresh blend of citrus and lavender, followed by a mixture of floral, earthy notes in the middle, like geranium, rose, dried fruit, and oak moss. The base of this is woody with a blend of sandalwood, everneal,
Ooh, mossy and earthy.
and tonka. It's a very intensely masculine cologne scent inspired by Legend by Mont Blanc.
Now, I don't mean to alarm you.
Okay.
But I am told by some of the fellas in the back rooms that this might share some similarities to Calvin Klein's Obsession for Men, but I don't want to get too excited before I know for sure. But let's let this out of the box.
All right, we may have a problem when you have too many Stirling boxes to know which one your soap is in, but I found it. I think I got it.
It's a great problem to have. We are buying our Christmas presents now. In
true.
full disclosure, we are giving away lots of Sterling bar soap, y'all. We just want to turn as many people onto it as possible.
I went digging,
let's
but
see
I
what
think
we
I
got
found
in
it.
here. Yo, let's see.
if this is the right one.
Sometimes we get a no. We got to know. Thank you for your order, Marcus. Hope you enjoy. Love it. Thanks, y'all. At Stirling, they put it all in one big shrink wrap, and we are kind of fans. So what do we got here? We've got Bonafide, saving that for a future episode. We've got, let's see, this smells too good. D-503!
The bright colored one.
Right
That's
here,
the one we
y'all.
need.
That's the one.
Oh, look
and then
at that
let's see. Okay,
orange.
put that Bonafide
Okay,
squash
back in the box.
in there.
Too many toys.
Put the D-503.
Okay.
We're going to leave out.
Oh, and then our Evergreen
And then this
Forest.
is our Evergreen Forest. Y'all, we're going to
Christmas
save that for some
time.
Christmas episodes. Oh, all right. Look at this.
Color.
y'all.
This is bright and neon up
I
back
love
here.
it. It's like the pumpkin spice orange. Autumnalist. They all come. All right,
I'm
here we go,
intrigued.
perfect friends. I'm so excited to have this first impression. All right, y'all, I'm going to take this in first so Sarah can ask
what
some
we get.
questions. Take me back. When did this come out again?
2011. So it's a little more recent than some of the other ones that we've looked at.
Right.
But, you know,
I don't know if this will have a similarities to Obsession for Men, but we'll find
or
out.
if we'll know
we
anyone
try
that
it.
wore it.
All right,
But
here we go.
let's see. Oh, is this fun after all the fall scents? Does it feel like it's a different thing?
Y'all! Y'all! Well, we've just done a few homages from Stirling.
But
This one lights my fire.
Well, I can see why people were asking if we were going to do it then.
Y'all, this is about half Obsession for Men. for
Oh.
me, and the rest of it is equally intriguing and takes it off into some new, cleaner, lighter directions.
Okay.
Wow!
I don't think we've had anything from Mont Blanc before, so even that is a different perfumery.
And it's just this moment where I am grateful to have this in the den.
Oh,
Y'all,
yay!
this is a great one.
Our godson was over yesterday and we had a sample of the soap and we didn't smell it, but we handed it to him and he was like, I'm taking this home. So I figured we'd like
Y'all,
this.
at the beginning of the whiff, I'm getting beautiful green things, and by the end of it, I'm getting a spearmint. This is wild. This kind of has my name on it. Hold on a second.
Okay. There was that new Everlyn, whatever that new other thing was too.
Right. That was kind of mossy
Yeah.
and earthy. Now, y'all, This has got oak, mossy, earthy stuff in it, but it sits way under the table. Most of what you're getting here is lighter. Those beautiful soapy senses of Obsession for Men is where this kind of starts. Those beautiful, like, lighter musks and woods.
Ah, that side. A lighter scent.
And then it branches off into more of the greens and goes off into the treetop directions. Like, almost something eucalyptus almost in this.
Okay.
Wow. And all of it in that magnificent, charming balance of a high-level EDP cologne.
I was just about to ask that. Can you tell? It's a cologne, and there you go.
Well, and it's my supposition that sometimes with the higher-level cologne houses, they're not meaning you to dive into the scent notes. They're meaning to create an entirely new character using those scent notes to where you may not even recognize them anymore. So, like, when you smell lime in a shaving soap, they're meant to explore the lime, but from a high-level perfumer, you're kind of meant to experience this without knowing kind of what it's made up of. And I love how it's creating this like subtly soft and masculine character that's so intriguing in the spices, but never leaves that sense of fresh air outside.
I mean, it is called Legend, right? So does it smell like a Legend?
It kind of does, right? Because this is not like a James Bond scent. That'd be more spicier. That'd be muskier. That'd be darker. This stays lighter. This is kind of like somebody who has just won a medal. This is somebody who has just crossed a finish line.
Iconic kind of vibe.
Well, there's joy in this.
Good
Does that make sense? There's like light. There are streams of light. You know how when you're really happy, you don't really sense a darkness sense to it. It's more of like a morning feeling, right?
That kind of uplifting confidence kind of going on. Okay. I mean, by the neon color on the label, I was thinking it'd be more of that brighter side, but I wasn't sure how.
No, and I love that it doesn't stay in like the darker, like cinnamon kind of stuff where Obsession for Men does. This goes off into those lighter directions. It's almost like they start in the same place.
Okay.
But this skyrockets off this way.
So still not quite the Obsession for Men, but if it had to be a similar lane or vibe, we're kind of in that zone.
Right,
maybe.
but I think what it's doing, it's got more florals, it's got more woods in it that are in the lighter, like chiffre kind of directions in it.
Yeah.
You know, almost a fougere. It is absolutely beautiful, and I don't think you'd get thrown out of bed for saying this is a barbershop, but it's got to be one that's like got some history to it. It's got to be one that's in a really cool metropolitan corner of the world where there's a little bookstore across the street.
Right.
Like somewhere smart. This is a smart sense.
But there's not a powdery side. There's a musky side, but not powdery, right?
No. It's everything kind of as charming as powder, but I don't get any talcum vapor in this at all.
Okay, so, but yeah, more that greener, lavender-ish side that are in barbershops.
And somehow, let's have a grown-up conversation. I adore those syrupy, sweet sort of Avon colognes from the 60s. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's like this kind of starts there, but then it branches off and brings in the lightest lights that could bind with those so that you're not really seeing the shadows. You're seeing the light. This is fabulous, and I am ready for the splash, but I'm going to wait for you to smell this first.
Is there a certain time of like day or year? Like sometimes colognes to us have that more like, I need to start my day with this or an identity to it.
No, you know what this is? This has got sort of a special sense to it, a special occasion sense to it. This would be a Christmas Eve. This would be like something like that. This would be a graduation. This would be like an engagement party. This is something hopeful and fun and youthful.
The legend side.
Right. Somehow youthful in this. There's a youthful energy to it, but Legend is a good name for this.
All right.
I can see why this has been around.
Now I'm even more curious about the D-503, like where that comes into it, because I feel like it must be somebody that has that Legend vibe.
Those beautiful, soft spices in the middle. You'll see.
Okay. We'll hurry this up so we can get a hold of the splash. We'll give him a sec. Okay. I'm curious now.
Right.
Let's see. Interesting. Okay, so like I think my first whiff, at least going down the Stirling lane of things, if I could take the saguaro blossom, which to me is more feminine. This is more like the masculine cologne side of that.
Y'all, cactus flower, right?
That's the subtle sweetness, and then it takes off to the more musky other sides.
Yes, and it still has that sweet sort of cologne balance under it, which saguaro blossom didn't.
No, and that one just took it sweeter and like more summery to me. This one does. It goes off into the more green fougere, oak mossy, that kind of side.
Right.
But there's something in there if I want to find the sweet that I would put it in that lane.
And I'm glad you said sweet, because saguaro blossom has a sweet that is very quickly identified by my nose.
Yes.
That's sort of the center of the scent for me. This doesn't. The sweet that's in here is a little more gentle. You almost have to look for it. It's got 2 or 3 different voices adding the sweetness to it. Right?
But I am curious to go take a whiff of it. Like, I feel like if I was wearing saguaro blossom and you were wearing this, like, they would be really good side by side, like complementing each other somehow.
But it's funny, it doesn't really have like a Southwest vibe.
No,
the way
not at all.
Blossom does. It has more of a metropolitan vibe to it for me.
Yeah, you're right. I picture clear clean cut out. Like, you put time into your outfit. It is a memory kind of a day that you wear this for. Like, there's intention to wearing this.
Not like a suit, but like your favorite sport coat when you're looking good.
Yeah.
The right shine
You're
on the
feeling
shoes
good.
and some sunglasses on. That's what this
Right. You
smells
put
like.
the little extra focus into those little details for the outfit. You
And
know?
it's kind of fun talking about an EDP where you're not diving into scent notes that you're meant to be able to find, so that we can talk about it more of like a character level or a vibe level or a place level. What's it make you feel like, right?
It is one of those scents that I have to take a long whiff. Like, I don't want to stop.
Yes.
There's 3 tiers to this whiff.
Right. And at the end, do you get spearmint like I do? I don't get it at the beginning. But on second number 4 or 5, it's like, double your pleasure, double your fun. Are you finding that in there too?
I did take my long whiff to double check. But there's like a crispness at the end, which I think that's what you're getting the spearmint. And for me, there's when you're standing outside and you have like the rays of sun that just barely kind of hit you.
Yep.
Like, I feel like that's the light there's something really bright and fun that's happening here.
I'm glad you said Saguaro Blossom.
Is that helping? Like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to put a lane for the Stirling world of like where it could be friends with, you know?
Well, that's the half of it that's different for me from the obsession sense of it. Does that make sense? And y'all, we're going to build a lather. So this is what this Stirling soap looks like on the stick. Look how soft and beautiful that is. You do get 6 ounces. It's labeled 5.8 so that when the water does start to evaporate over time, you don't feel like you got slighted. And this is our HC&C bowl from Mr. Hendricks at HC&C. We love this bowl. This is our no-nonsense lather bowl when we just need a lather and we need it now.
Right.
And this is version 2.0 of our Smaldridge Memorial Bougie Sprayer. Y'all, Sean and Julie are so sweet. They noticed that the other one was dripping, and so they sent us a new one.
So thoughtful. But this one's doing great. So thank you for the upgrade.
And y'all, this is the best $12 you will ever spend in the wet shaving world. This is my Stirling brush. We've had it since the very beginning.
Yep.
Boy, do I love this. I used it today.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Cigar Blossom, but like upside down, backwards, the masculine version. There's something in this that could almost approach, but not, in the aquatic lane. Like, because of this citrusy cleaner part, where sometimes that's how you make an aquatic.
Right.
It's approaching that. It's not there, but there's something in commonality to that kind of aura or vibe, maybe. And there we have it. Look at that Stirling lather. It is a happy camper in that bowl.
Here, it's gonna be. All right, y'all. So this is something you will only find in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Don't Back Up, There's a Cactus Behind You with on 3, 1, 2. Oh, man. Anything that was potentially pokey in here has been fixed in the lather. Y'all, this is what your artisan intended. And boy, is
There's
this
less
magic.
blossom here.
Yes,
There's
this
less.
is more of the cologne, I
Yes,
think.
I'm with you. But it just made everything that was around that scent more evident coming through.
Ooh, a little bit more of that beautiful brown, sugary 1970s, 80s cologne scents in the background of this.
Every whiff, I'm just like, how could you not have a good day if you were smelling like that? Like, it's just there.
And I am putting my flag in the spearmint on this. I think that is the reward at the end of a long whiff. And I think that's, you know, it's funny. A lot of these tend to give you the familiar as the doorman of like, hi, come on in. And then you're going to find some wacky stuff. This is the other way around. This is like, hey, we're wacky stuff. Come on in, and if you look hard enough, you'll find some stuff you know, like
It gets
spearmint.
bougie.
But it's the wacky stuff is so beautiful and so cool that you're like, yeah, I'll get in your van labeled free candy.
But it does have a very fun, welcoming, like celebratory vibe to
Right.
it.
That's what I mean. Like you would wear it to like a baptism or a stay of execution.
I'm with you. But like, if you had to be in a big room of a lot of people and different scents going on, I feel like this one wouldn't get pokey as the day goes.
No.
It would just get better as you spend your day with it.
There's even something in here a little bit related to a green Irish tweed. At least that's where it's lighting up my brain. Are you getting it?
Yes, but it does have that orange hue. I'm not sure how.
So hold on. This is something you all found in the barbershop. But this is everybody's a little bit Irish with on 3, 1, 2. A little bit green Irish tweed. It's green Irish tweed.
Instead of saying green Irish tweed, it's like orange Irish tweed. Like, there's just a different flip on the word.
That's what this is. I don't think it's obsession. I think my brain is going to green Irish.
You know?
We have sharp dress lotion right here. Hold on.
Okay.
Ah!
Yeah?
Ah! Wait, hold on.
Okay, yeah, that's the greeny side. Okay, we learned what an amber fougere was. Remember?
Right.
And I think this is approaching something like that.
Amber fougere, black magic with A&E.
Yes.
This is beautiful.
Just that idea, like, we know what a fougere is, but there's something in that brighter citrusy thing, and when I remember going back to Black Magic, and there was no citrus in it. So here, it's like recreating a citrus that I was saying was almost aquatic, and that's somehow, with this one, sneaky.
That's it. We cracked the code. Episode's over. Thank you. Small better just watching this. All right, let's look at the scent. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
I always kind of bulldoze through this the first time and try not to put it into my
Right, so
memory.
you don't read it
so
too
I
much.
don't get too set on scent notes. So
Right.
we're going in almost blind, I have to say. Okay,
right.
but this
There
does
we go.
start off with a fresh blend of citrus and
Now,
lavender.
hold on. That means there's a citrus lavender accord in here
Yeah.
that starts it. They started with that mix, and then they went on. So that's the sunlight.
It is, and it's interesting because the lavender to me was kind of, I think, where you were getting some of the barbershop ishness coming
Right,
through.
right. What's the citrus?
It's like a, I think an orange blossom or something like that. Like
I'm
they're
getting
almost
like a lemon grapefruit
Right.
kind of a thing hiding under the surface.
yeah, or like a blood orange. Like
Right.
it's not a normal one.
Nothing too sweet.
No, but it's not bitter.
It's not Fruit Loops. That's for
No.
sure.
We are followed by floral and earthy notes in the middle, like, here's some other florals.
Right.
Geranium,
Yep.
rose,
Right.
dried fruit. I'm intrigued. And oak moss.
That's the second accord.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like all of these scent notes are kind of pushed together in one big mixing pot.
No.
Nope. These are one accord mixing with a second accord. So that
Mm-hmm.
second one, y'all, beautifully floral. And yet I don't think the first thing out of my mouth would have been floral
No.
because of what the oak moss
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
is doing to it. It's taking the floral edges out of it and leaving just sort of a natural high level sweet behind, blending with that oak moss. And I
Mm-hmm. Right.
think that is so far.
And
how
there's
we're doing
something,
this.
the geranium and rose aren't the normal ones. There's like
Right,
different
right.
sides of those. They're
Right.
in there, but I would not be able to pick them out.
No, I don't even think a horticulturalist will be able to smell this and say, "Oh, rose." I think
Right?
it's being too blended in with the other florals and with that oak moss. Wow! And then going all
Base
the way down
notes,
to the base. Here we go.
Woody with a blend of sandalwood, Evernote, which was like that oak moxie
Right,
thing,
yes,
and
earthy.
Tonka. Okay, just to
Vanilla
ground it.
mixed with moss,
Mm-hmm.
y'all. That character is in this. That's a great way to say it. Do you
Yeah.
kind of sense that?
But again, it's those sides of the scents that don't make it too dark.
Right.
It just keeps it in the
Like
masculine
a
lane.
mossy vanilla. Could you
Yeah.
imagine? That's what that
It's in
is
here.
in the base.
And the
and it
sandalwood-
doesn't get too dark.
No, and the sandalwood adds like a creamy side.
Right,
I'm not
right.
sure how, but in that musky kind of thing that we were getting,
That's what
they're
sandalwood
in
does
there.
best, is
Mhm.
give that creamy side. Think Perazzo Red. Are you
Oh,
kidding me with
yeah,
this? Or
see?
Sangre de Drago.
Oh.
Sandalwood is awfully beautiful and creamy on the lighter sides of things.
I'm very glad that we finally got this in the den. There was a spot for this. It's a different type of cologne.
It
homage.
really is, y'all. This is not very relatable to anything. I know we've been grasping at straws with Obsession for Men and things like that, but this is its own personality,
It is.
despite the fact it might be standing on some shoulders.
I think you've waited long enough. I think we should let you smell
I was
that.
hoping she'd say that. Let's take this a little deeper. And before the splash, y'all, we realized we did not show you how this lather coats the face. So, y'all, the other night, I left the bathroom in a state of absolute joy and ecstasy because I had just had what I proclaimed to be the best shave of my life so far. Absolute BBS. It felt like glass. I was using my Apex, and I was using a Stirling lather. Y'all,
Happy man, skipped out of the bathroom.
has no business being as cheap as it is for how good this is, y'all. I didn't even wet the face. Would you like to?
Yes, I would.
That's all you got to do, y'all. Look at this. And it feels so good on my face. It feels so protective. You know
Yes.
you've got a layer of stuff there between you and that blade.
Protected is right. And I gotta say, the more that I'm whiffing this, I really think I might steal this. I know it's meant to be a cologne, but there's something in this, with all the florals that we were reading and even the dried fruit that's in there, that I really want to steal it too. I'm not gonna lie.
So let's take the lather off. And there it is, y'all, holding the splash. All right, take it in, see what you get.
Maybe we should have some together.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
We'll do a
I will
twinsies
not
whiff
fight
here.
you on that. All right, here we are, y'all.
Okay,
Ready?
let's
On
see.
3, 1, 2. L'chaim.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I shaved
Oh,
earlier.
she woke up.
I'm getting that burn, y'all. Oh.
Oh wait, there's way less cigar blossom now.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Never mind.
There's just enough to where you can see like a picture of cigar blossom on the door.
Right.
But once you open it,
Distant cousins.
you're on the other side of the looking glass, y'all.
Whoa.
Whoa!
That's how you get our meter of where
The
it is.
rose, the florals,
Whoa.
they are binding with
She woke
all
up
of that
too.
woody stuff that they didn't even exactly name. They just said woody.
There's a whole new mid tier to this scent
Yes,
that was
right
not
in the
there
middle.
before.
Oh, and it's beautifully floral. I can't get over what these flowers are doing. And the fact that you don't even really catch them as florals because of what's on top and on the bottom. They're kind of just presenting as this beautiful blanket of a gentle, delicate, masculine sweet.
I think I'm really getting to know what that Everlyn thing was that was in there too.
I
There's
know.
something
That's
different.
for us.
And the dried fruits, I almost feel like the rose might have been dried too. Like there's different things
Well,
that are drying down here.
Think the rose with like a dried currant.
It's a thing.
Yo, how did they even come up with this?
These are definitely things for legends, let me just say.
Wow. And hold on. I'm going to say it.
Oh.
This is 50% feminine. You could absolutely pull this off. The florals in the middle of this, the beautiful woods and spices.
Yeah, but I do, now in the splash, I will vibe saying it's more towards like the masculine needle than it was in the soap. So a little bit, not that I couldn't wear it, but there is just a little bit more of that greener fougere side coming through.
There you
that
go.
pushes it a little bit more into that lane. See what you think.
Y'all, she has such better body chemistry than I do. Look at that. This is beautiful. It's the exact same without garlic and fish.
But there's an oak mossy fougere.
Right.
I think it's that new Everland thing too.
100%.
But it's still crisp. Where you were wanting to say like a spearmint earlier, that it goes away a little bit on the dry down, but the greens are still in there.
We might have to get the body lotion.
Oh, hell. It's always a toss-up. Do we get the wax melt version? Or do we get a bar soap to keep the scent going? There's a lot of decisions, okay?
And y'all, I bring you glad tidings of great joy. Somewhere, swirling around in this is a beautiful soapy sense of what could almost be the hints of a bubble bathy kind of a thing going on. This is amazing.
It does. I can see why this really kind of blows your skirt up because it fits that lane of some of the other newer homages that we've been having come through. Like, I don't necessarily think it has to be a fall scent. I know they dropped it for fall, but I don't think this one has to be in that lane where some of the other ones I'm like, nah, that does have that crispness outside. That does ease you into the winter lane. But this one, I feel like is a very versatile scent.
Well, I feel like this has set notes for each season. So
Yes.
actually, if you look at those accords
That's
that we
true.
were reading at the beginning, one is clearly fall, one is clearly winter, one is clearly
spring
summer.
florals, yeah.
So y'all put it all together, you get spring, and there you go. You got a full year.
And if you just needed to sign up to be a legend for the day, I get the name. It really, really does fit here.
Well, it's funny because sometimes when you go to like theme parks and stuff, they will let you do legendary things like drive a NASCAR car at full speed around the track or something like that.
Right.
So, hey, if you ever are going to jump off the stratosphere,
There you
wear
go.
something like this. Feel extra legendary. So it's pretty simple, y'all. You want to meet a legend? Just be walking down 43rd Street in New York City. You're going to see Jackie Mason coming towards you. You're going to say, hey, Jackie, how about a picture? And he's going to say, I only get pictures to people coming to my show. You coming to my show? And you're going to lie and say, yeah. And he's going to say, well, you're full of shit. What's the name of the show in the theater? And you're going to say, Jackie Mason, freshly squeezed at the Helen Hayes. And he's going to look at you and smile and say, you're still full of shit. And you just got your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with D-503, and I still think it's about 33% that fantastic obsession for men start, and then it goes off into some beautiful, modern, sweet, more smooth, creamy corners of things, and I loved having this on my face. It works great with the Stirling base, and let's talk about that base for a second. Has no business being as good as it is for $14.25. Best shaves of my life, and I know exactly how to work with it. Lathers up like a charm, and it's always a trusted friend. Thank you, Rod and Mandy. Welcome to Messages.
So for our November giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to win a $20 gift card to Murphy and McNeil.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here. We set you at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you, mention Murphy and McNeil, and then check back here on our first Christmas episode when we have our Alexa help us choose our lucky winner on the show.
Best of luck.
Not a James Bond, but maybe like a vagabond scientist or a
Yeah.
steampunk kind of a guy. Maybe.
Still a little more approachable and friendly, whatever
Right.
this is. Like, I feel like, yes, they look like all put together, but they do want to have a conversation with you and spend
Right.
time with you. They've got time to visit. You
That
know?
guy that carries around Figment at Disney World. This is what
There
he
you go.
would smell like, I think.
It does have a very crowd-pleasing vibe overall. There's nothing pokey in this, like near the end, like something, yes, it has an identity, but it doesn't take over the whole room.
It's so funny. I barely get Obsession for Men now, but I think what I was getting was what you said. The crowd-pleasing essence of this is so laterally a move to Obsession for Men
Right.
that I think that's kind of why that charm just kind of took me over. Totally crowd-pleasing.
totally.
Have you ever met a legend?
I don't know if I actually met somebody in person, but I did get to work an Emmy party one time, and we were up on pillars, like we had to be like mimes while all the fancy important people are down at the bottom. And I remember seeing Ellen DeGeneres and someone else, and then when they take you down, you have to have a ladder to get off of these pedestals, and they sneak you backstage. And there was black curtains, and I'd been up in a spotlight, so as soon as you get down, I'm like, I can't see the floor, I can't see anything. And they just pointed to where I was supposed to go, and I walked directly into Seal. Just a brick wall. Like, I'm tiny, you know, I'm not even barely 5
Did he even notice?
I think we both were like, oh, sorry, and like he was rushing to somewhere else. But by the time my brain caught up to what happened, because I really couldn't see much, and then I realized who I was looking up at, I was like, oh my gosh, I think that moment gone.
Hey, Rod and Mandy, thank you for creating such superlative stuff and doing it at a price that we can afford.
We will definitely be back for this in more formulations, I think. We might need another body lotion. Speaking of lotions today, this one would be a fun one to have on the shelf. And those of you that said to get D-503, we get it now. We are very glad we added it to the deck.
Absolutely right. What else you got?
Let us know what else we need, because clearly we got to follow your words here. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.